Get ready. Because what's arriving on May 17th is far more than just another cosmic moment. It's an energetic reset, a full-spectrum reboot for the soul. It's not just a date on the calendar. It's a portal, an activation, a shaking loose of everything that's been holding you back from fully stepping into your next level. And while the actual conjunction happens on the 17th, the waves have already been moving through the collective. You've probably felt them in your body, in your emotions, in the ways your reality has started to feel unfamiliar, wobbly, or even electrified. This surge began quietly, but unmistakably, with the deep waters stirred by the Scorpio full moon on May 12th. That moon wasn't gentle. It brought intensity, introspection, and the resurfacing of emotions long buried under layers of survival, fear, and silence. Scorpio doesn't whisper. It pulls, drags, and exposes. That full moon was the first crack in the surface. It opened the doorway. And almost immediately after, we walked into the mystical, potent gateway of Algol, also known as the Eye of Medusa. Algol is not a star to take lightly. In ancient astrology, it has long been associated with magnetism, power, danger, and profound karmic cycles. It's the eye that sees what others pretend not to. It peers into the unconscious and demands truth, not in soft words, but through pressure, exposure, and confrontation. This energy was highly active between May 14th and 15th, and if you noticed your dreams intensifying, your relationships shifting, or hidden wounds beginning to bubble up, know that you weren't imagining it. You were stepping into a realm where the unseen becomes visible, where suppressed truths begin to scream for release, and where your energy field begins the process of detoxing from all that's no longer aligned. Now, we stand on the threshold of May 17th, and this is where the real shift anchors in. The Sun aligns with Uranus in the sign of Taurus. This is no ordinary alignment. It's one of the most transformative cosmic events of the year. Uranus is the planet of disruption, radical change, and awakening. It is the celestial rebel, the cosmic liberator. Wherever it goes, it doesn't ask for permission. It initiates breakthroughs, brings in flashes of insight, and completely rewires our perception. And when it meets with the Sun, the great solar force of consciousness, identity, and vitality, the effects ripple through every layer of your being. This isn't just an outer event. It hits your nervous system, your thoughts, your inner sense of who you are. And in Taurus, an earth sign ruled by Venus, the impact goes deep into the physical. Taurus governs the material world, your body, your resources, your sense of comfort and stability. It's about values, the things you build, the energy you invest in what you love and what you fear losing. So when the Sun and Uranus meet here, it shakes those foundations. It rattles the structures you've come to rely on, not to harm you, but to free you from the illusions and attachments that have been quietly limiting you all along. You may feel an urge to break free from routines that feel dead, jobs that drain your soul, relationships that feel more like anchors than wings. And even if you don't consciously make a change on May 17th, the seed is planted. Something awakens. A part of you that's been dormant begins to stretch its limbs. And over the days and weeks that follow, that new frequency will demand expression. You may feel more sensitive, more raw, more alive. This is your soul remembering what freedom feels like. But this cosmic event doesn't arrive without friction. At the same time, Mercury, the planet of communication and thought, is squaring Mars, the warrior, who is currently traveling through fiery, passionate Leo. This is a combustible mix. It brings mental tension, emotional impulsiveness, and the risk of conflict if we don't stay mindful. Words may come out too sharply. Reactions may feel hotter than usual. And with Mars in Leo, the ego is involved. Pride may get bruised. You might feel triggered by authority, by criticism, by anything that seems to challenge your truth. This is where the real inner work begins. Because this moment isn't just about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. The square between Mercury and Mars is a test. It asks you to look at how you manage your inner fire. Are you letting it burn everything down? Or are you learning how to forge something new from the heat? Can you pause before reacting? Can you feel your emotions without needing to project them onto someone else? Can you channel the pressure into purpose? What we're experiencing is not just personal, it's deeply collective. As individuals begin to break free of outdated beliefs and self-defeating patterns, the collective field also begins to shift. The energies of May 17th are setting off a chain reaction, and for those who are sensitive, intuitive, or spiritually tuned in, this might feel overwhelming. Your body might be buzzing with anxious energy. Your mind might race, or you may feel like sleeping for days. All of it is valid. The nervous system is processing frequencies it hasn't encountered before. We are not just receiving light. We're being asked to become vessels for a new kind of energy, one that requires clarity, intention, and presence. This is why grounding practices are crucial right now. Spend time in nature. Place your bare feet on the earth. Breathe slowly, deeply, intentionally. Speak less. Listen more. Let the wisdom of your body guide you through the overwhelm. The old ways of doing, achieving, and forcing are dissolving. What's emerging instead is a more authentic alignment with your essence, your soul blueprint, your heart's path. This moment is asking you to come into integrity with your frequency. You can no longer pretend. You can't hold on to roles, identities, or commitments that don't nourish your soul. You're being asked to choose. Do you stay in the version of your life that feels safe but suffocating? Or do you trust the unknown path that's calling you forward, even if you don't yet see where it leads? This is why the energy of Uranus is often misunderstood. It doesn't create chaos for its own sake. It shakes things up so that something more aligned can emerge. It clears out the mental fog. It strips away illusions. And while that process might feel uncomfortable, sometimes even painful, it is always an act of liberation. The truth is, we've been asking for this, whether we've known it or not. We've been praying for clarity, for freedom, for deeper connection to ourselves and to Source. And now the answer has arrived, not in the form of gentle whispers, but in the form of lightning. So as we step into this electric, volatile, and expansive energy, give yourself space to recalibrate. Don't rush to make sense of everything. Let the process unfold. Let what needs to leave, leave. Let what wants to emerge come forward without resistance. You're being realigned with your soul's original frequency, the one you came into this life carrying, before the world taught you to be afraid of your power. The shifts you experience now are not fleeting. They are the beginning of a new era in your spiritual journey. What you integrate in this window will echo through the next weeks, months, and even years. You're not just being changed, you're being awakened, recalibrated, and reconnected to the truth of who you are. So breathe. Trust the process. Anchor yourself in the now, and remember, you were made for this shift. Your soul chose to be here now, to experience this moment, to rise through it, and to lead others by the example of your presence, your courage, and your authenticity. This moment, the cosmic recalibration of May 17th, is far more than a simple point in time. It's not just another date on the calendar or an abstract astrological event happening in the sky. What's unfolding now is deeply sacred, personal, and powerful. It's not about the chaos that might be stirring around you. It's about the profound transformation that's awakening within you. This is a spiritual reset, a moment when the frequencies that shape your consciousness, your emotions, your decisions, your relationships, your dreams, are being attuned to something far more aligned with the truth of who you are becoming. This isn't a surface-level shift. It's not just a change you'll see on the outside, though outer circumstances may indeed begin to crumble, stretch, or rearrange. This is about what's changing in the innermost chambers of your heart, your soul, and your being. Your internal compass is being realigned, and your spiritual signal, the energetic pulse that connects you to the universe, is being recalibrated. You're being summoned into a more refined, more awakened, more conscious version of yourself. And while that journey can be messy and even painful at times, it is holy. These energies, though intense, are not meant to punish or overwhelm you. They are here to cleanse, to reveal, to renew. What's false in your life is being stripped away, not to leave you empty, but to reveal what's real. The illusions that have been comfortably tucked away are now being illuminated. And even though this light may feel harsh at first, it is actually the light of truth. The kind that frees you from the heavy armor you've carried for far too long. This truth doesn't seek to shame you, it seeks to awaken you. It's the gentle but firm hand of the cosmos saying, "You are ready now." You are ready to live from your soul, not your survival. You are ready to stop dimming yourself to fit into spaces that no longer reflect your essence. You are ready to walk into the next chapter of your soul's evolution. Let yourself feel this, all of it. Let the shake-up shake you. Let the discomfort rise. Let the confusion swirl for a moment. It is all a part of the process. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Trust this metamorphosis, even if it doesn't make complete sense yet. Trust that the energy is not working against you, but is moving everything within and around you toward your highest potential. And that means allowing yourself to release the illusion of control. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to fix everything right away. Sometimes, the only thing required of you is presence. Just being here. Breathing. Listening. Feeling. Being with yourself. Because the more you can be present with what is stirring inside of you, the more grace will begin to rise and meet you. The more you surrender to the moment, the more empowered you become. This is a sacred turning point. One that's inviting you to meet the most hidden, most powerful parts of yourself and begin using that inner strength with intention. The kind of power that doesn't come from force or ego, but from authenticity, alignment, and love. You're being guided through a process that's clearing out old, unconscious reactions. Those mental loops, emotional triggers, and fear-based patterns that have quietly shaped your decisions for years. And as this clearing unfolds, you may feel raw, exposed, uncertain. That's okay. Let it be messy. Let it be real. Because healing is not always graceful. Growth isn't always pretty, but it's always worth it. These shifts might stir up buried wounds, grief you've tucked away, anger you've silenced, fears you've convinced yourself didn't matter. But those emotions are not here to torment you. They are here to be acknowledged, healed, and finally released. Every storm has a purpose, and within the eye of the storm is your opportunity to see clearly who you've been, what you've carried, and who you are becoming. And after the storm clears, there will be stillness, a deep, sacred stillness, a quiet where your soul can speak more clearly, where your heart can feel more freely, where your mind can rest. That stillness isn't empty. It's full of wisdom. It brings clarity. It brings renewal. It is the soil where your next chapter will take root. Right now, the energies of the cosmos are urging you to reset your frequency and rise into a higher state of being, one that aligns with your 5D consciousness. This is not just a spiritual concept. It's an energetic experience. It's a full-body, full-soul recalibration. You are being prepared to carry a new vibration, one that holds more truth, more love, more creativity, and more freedom. But for that shift to anchor itself into your reality, you must be willing to accept the discomfort that comes with growth. The discomfort is not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're doing something profound. The more aware and intentional you are in this process, the more ease and grace you'll feel as the transformation unfolds. Yes, challenges may arise. Yes, you may feel thrown off course at times. But if you continue to stay open, to feel, to trust, you'll discover that what you're actually moving toward is a more liberated version of yourself. One that is unburdened by the past, clear in vision, and empowered to create a life that reflects your soul. The chapter you are entering now is about personal freedom, about clarity, about reclaiming your voice, your truth, and your light. You are learning to express yourself without apology, to stand in your power without guilt, and to dream without limits. But none of this can happen externally unless it first begins internally. The real transformation begins with noticing your emotions, listening to your inner dialogue, observing your thoughts without judgment. That inner awareness is the first step toward shifting the patterns that have held you back. The Sun and Uranus are joining forces now in a powerful conjunction, activating a revolutionary energy that will not be ignored. This isn't a subtle nudge, it's a cosmic awakening. It's here to shake you out of complacency, to shatter the comfort zones that have quietly dulled your spirit. Uranus brings electric, unpredictable change, but Taurus, the earth sign it moves through, brings grounding, stability, and embodiment. Together, they create a sacred contrast, the push to change, and the strength to hold steady while you do. This energy is urging you to liberate yourself, to break free from the places where you felt confined, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's not just about what's happening on the outside. It's about freeing the inner parts of you that have been silenced, suppressed, or asleep. And at the same time, Mercury squaring Mars reminds you that change is most powerful when it is conscious. This aspect may bring tension, but it also brings discipline. You are being called to move, but with clarity, not chaos. To act, but from intention, not impulse. This square might feel like your mind is buzzing, like your thoughts and feelings are clashing. You may feel an urge to speak without thinking, or to act without fully understanding why. Pause here. Use this energy as a teacher. This is a chance to deepen your mindfulness, to refine the way you communicate, both with others and with yourself. The words you speak matter, but the words you whisper to your own heart matter even more. Use them wisely. And as this week builds toward Friday and Saturday, your body might start to feel it too. These cosmic frequencies are not just affecting your mind and emotions. They are moving through your nervous system, your chakras, your physical body. You may feel tired, restless, achy, or emotionally heightened. Let yourself rest. Let yourself cry. Let yourself move. Listen to your body as if it were the voice of your soul, because in many ways it is. Uranus in Taurus continues to open a gateway for deep transformation. This is not just a time of subtle shifts. It's a time for radical, lasting change. You may find that things fall apart suddenly. Relationships may shift. Beliefs may dissolve. Opportunities may appear out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are synchronicities, echoes of the universe realigning your path. But even as these outer shifts unfold, the inner work remains the most crucial. Mercury and Mars may stir your thoughts and emotions like a tempest, but this storm is here to show you what's been hiding beneath the surface. It's here to help you grow, not by forcing change, but by awakening truth. You don't need to run from this energy. You need to walk through it, with your heart open and your soul grounded. And when you do, when you truly allow yourself to move with the energy instead of resisting it, you'll start to feel a new clarity emerging, a new path forming, a new version of you rising. This is more than just a season of change. It's a vibrational shift. You are being invited into a new frequency of being, one where inner peace and outer purpose meet, one where your soul's light is no longer hidden behind fear, one where you remember deep in your bones that you were never here to play small. You were made for this moment, not because you have everything figured out, but because your soul is ready to grow. So trust what's unfolding. Let the old fall away. Let the truth rise. And above all, stay open. Because what's coming isn't just a new experience. It's a new vibration, and it's yours to embody. With this powerful cosmic shift, your entire energetic system begins to realign in ways both subtle and profound. There's something deeply rooted and quietly transformative happening beneath the surface, like tectonic plates adjusting, like ancient soil being stirred to prepare for a new harvest. The earthy persistence of Taurus, grounded and sensual, is now being electrified by the lightning bolt energy of Uranus. A combination that doesn't just initiate change, it promises to redefine the very foundation upon which your reality rests. This moment isn't just about temporary awakening or fleeting spiritual insight. It's a portal into something much more lasting, much more integrated. You are being ushered into a time where change is not just spiritual or emotional, it's physical. You may begin to notice your relationship with the material world shifting in ways that surprise you. The things you once found comfort in, whether it's financial stability, old habits, routines, or even the possessions that used to symbolize safety, may begin to feel less relevant, less satisfying. And yet this is not a loss. This is an invitation to let go of outdated attachments that no longer resonate with who you are becoming, and to instead embrace a new way of meeting your needs, one that is more aligned, more fluid, and more authentic. What you are experiencing is not the kind of change that sweeps in like a storm and disappears by morning. This is a fundamental reset of how you live, how you feel secure, and how you move through the physical world. Taurus calls us to slow down and find steadiness, while Uranus demands liberation and innovation. Together, they urge you to find a sacred balance, to ground your freedom and to free your grounding. That may sound paradoxical, but it's in this very paradox that your next level of growth is found. Still, even with all this potential blooming around and within you, the journey won't always feel smooth or graceful. Inner resistance will likely make its presence known. Those parts of you that are deeply conditioned to seek familiarity might attempt to anchor you to the past, to what's predictable, even if it's limiting. You might feel an intense pull between your desire for expansion and the old protective instinct to retreat into what feels safe. Fear, doubt, confusion. These aren't signs that you're failing. They're signs that you're healing. They're signals that you are approaching the edge of transformation and that the soul is beginning to stir awake more vividly than ever. The square between Mercury and Mars may amplify your internal dialogue during this time. Your thoughts could feel louder, more reactive. Emotions may come in waves, sometimes with clarity, other times with chaos. And at this noise, you may feel the urge to make rapid choices or act from a place of impatience. But that's where the deeper work begins. The real transformation unfolds when you choose to slow down, to take a breath before reacting, and to become the still observer in the midst of all the motion. This moment asks you to respond, not react, to feel the fire, but not be consumed by it. When you learn to direct the powerful mental and emotional energy of this transit with awareness, something truly sacred begins to unfold. You begin to transform impulsiveness into intention. You begin to use the friction not as a force of destruction, but as a spark of creativity. Limiting beliefs that once defined your inner narrative can now be seen for what they are: stories, not truths. You begin to realize that you are not here to fit into a mold. You are here to break it, to remold yourself into something more expansive, more free, more soul-led. Spiritually, this is a call to confront the outdated versions of yourself you've outgrown. There's an old self that you're being asked to gently and sometimes fiercely release. That self may have been built from fear, shaped by past wounds, or constructed to meet others' expectations. But now, that version is being called to step aside. A deeper hunger is rising within you. It's a craving for liberation, not just from your circumstances, but from the illusions that have kept you playing small. You're ready to break inner chains. You're ready to honor the part of you that has always known you were meant for more. And that inner knowing, it's sacred. It's not just a whisper, it's a roar rising from your soul, asking to be heard. This is the time to listen. This is the time to say yes, not just to change, but to your own evolution, to your truth, to your power. When you allow your soul to lead, the path ahead may not be entirely clear, but it will be deeply aligned. Courage and clarity are not just gifts, they are practices. And this moment is asking you to embody both. What's unfolding now is bigger than any one person. This is more than a personal awakening. It's a collective initiation. The universe is extending a hand, offering you the chance to step into a higher octave of consciousness, often described as the 5D reality. This dimension isn't about escaping the human experience. It's about embracing it with greater presence, compassion, and wisdom. It's about seeing beyond duality and stepping into unity. This shift challenges you, stretches you, even tests the limits of what you thought you could handle. But it also holds the promise of deep fulfillment, of living life in full alignment with your soul's wisdom. As you surrender more fully to this sacred flow, you'll begin to notice the signs. Synchronicities will increase. Opportunities will arise seemingly out of nowhere. You'll feel a sense of being held by something greater, even when the outer world feels uncertain. The key is saying yes to these moments. Yes to your growth. Yes to your courage. Yes to your truth. Every conscious choice becomes a portal, opening you further into the fullness of your being. In this grand dance between heaven and earth, between soul and form, you are being invited to become a co-creator of a new reality. A reality where consciousness isn't just a concept, it's embodied, lived, shared. The powerful forces of Taurus and Uranus are not simply reshaping the external world, they're activating the hidden chambers of your inner world. Long-buried parts of you, gifts, visions, truths, are beginning to stir. You may feel a pull to reclaim these parts, to bring them into the light where they can finally breathe and thrive. There is a window of time here that is rare and sacred, a chance to awaken ancient power and remember who you truly are. And it all begins with trust. Trusting yourself, trusting your path, trusting the timing of your journey. Change may appear to come from external events, but the real transformation always begins within. As your inner landscape shifts, your outer reality begins to mirror that change. Your vibration rises, and as it does, you become a beacon, a lighthouse. Your healing ripples outward, influencing not only your own life, but the lives of those you encounter. Every step you take toward authenticity helps elevate the collective. This is how we ascend, together, one soul at a time. Letting go of the old self is not always easy. It requires courage. It requires grieving. It requires honoring who you've been, while choosing to no longer let that version define your future. As you shed these outdated beliefs, fears, and patterns, you create space for something magnificent to be born. A new identity, one rooted not in survival, but in truth, in joy, in inspiration. From this space, life becomes less about struggle and more about flow, more about creation. The more you root into the present, the more stable your foundation for rising into higher awareness becomes. This path isn't without its shadows. We all carry parts of ourselves that we've tucked away, that we've deemed too messy or too painful to face. These parts don't disappear. They wait for the light. And now, with Uranus's sudden and unpredictable energy stirring the pot, these hidden fragments are rising to the surface to be seen, felt, and healed. It can feel intense. It can feel like everything is falling apart. But sometimes, the breakdown is the breakthrough in disguise. The darkness you face isn't here to break you. It's here to bring you home to yourself. Meeting your shadow with compassion is one of the most powerful things you can do. When you hold space for your fears, your grief, your anger without judgment, you begin to integrate them. You stop running, you stop hiding, and you begin to stand in your full power. True freedom doesn't come from denying the shadow. It comes from loving it into the light, from realizing that your wholeness includes every part of you, not just the parts that are easy to love, but the parts that have waited patiently to be loved. This is the invitation of this moment, to step forward with eyes open, heart open, and spirit willing, to trust that the universe is guiding you not into chaos, but into deeper alignment, into a life that feels more real, more connected, more alive. You are not who you were, and that's a beautiful thing. The world needs who you are becoming, so let the old fall away. Let the new rise. And know that with every breath, with every choice made in alignment, you are helping to build a new earth from the inside out. You're not just going through changes on the surface. You're being internally rewired, spiritually recalibrated, and gently ushered into a whole new energetic frequency. This is a time of deep cellular awakening, and the energy around you is charged with potential. But that doesn't always feel graceful or easy. In fact, much of what's occurring may feel unfamiliar or even disorienting because it's not just a mental shift. Your body, mind, and soul are all moving together in rhythm with something far greater than you can fully comprehend right now. The grounded and steady presence of Taurus energy serves as a stabilizing force during this wave of transformation. It offers you the deep roots you need when everything above the surface begins to move and stretch. While Taurus helps you stay anchored, Mercury and Mars are activating your inner world, stimulating your thoughts, ideas, and instincts. This can make your mind feel hyperactive, or like your energy is racing even when your body feels exhausted. You may be sleeping less or more than usual, experiencing vivid dreams, or finding your usual routine disrupted. This is your body's way of keeping up with your soul's evolution. You are not broken. You are not doing anything wrong. You are becoming more in tune. Give yourself permission to slow down. There is no need to rush this process. Listen to your body. Let your rest be sacred. Let your emotions be heard. Offer yourself the kind of tenderness and care you would give to someone you love deeply. Right now, your system is recalibrating on every level: physical, emotional, spiritual, and that takes time. True healing, real transformation, doesn't happen through force or pressure. It unfolds in silence, in stillness, in trust. This journey is not about achieving some perfect version of yourself or unlocking some mystical secret. It's about liberation, the gentle unbinding of everything that has kept you small, stuck, or silenced. It's about freeing not just your outer life, but the deepest aspects of your being. You're being invited to step into a new dimension of living, one that vibrates with authenticity, alignment, and ease. You're moving into a timeline where your life flows in sync with the greater rhythm of the cosmos. A new era is not just approaching, it's already unfolding within you. During this sacred transition, the universe is speaking to you in ways you may have never noticed before. It communicates through symbols, signs, feelings, and synchronicities. Patterns like 111, 222, or 555 are not coincidences. They are gentle whispers from the universe reminding you you're on the right path. Keep going. You may begin noticing these signs more frequently now, on clocks, license plates, receipts, or in the pages of a book you randomly open. These signs are not just meant to comfort you. They're aligning you, validating you, showing you that your energy is in flow with something higher. This is the language of energy, and you're learning to speak it intuitively. You may also notice an increased sensitivity to your environment. Your intuition is sharpening. You might experience ringing in your ears, a sudden wave of emotion, a heightened awareness of people's energies, or even physical sensations in your body that don't have a clear source. These aren't symptoms of something going wrong. They're signs that your energy field is expanding, tuning into subtler vibrations. You're becoming more receptive, more connected, more awake. These energetic shifts are not always comfortable. In fact, the process of awakening can feel like a dismantling, because in many ways it is. You're being asked to let go of what you've outgrown, to shed the layers that no longer resonate with your soul. Old beliefs, outdated fears, repetitive emotional cycles, these may all rise to the surface now, asking to be released. It can feel like your inner wiring is being rearranged. But that's exactly what's happening, and it's happening for your highest good. You are being restructured at the soul level to hold more light, more awareness, more truth. Taurus brings grounding and stability, but it's dancing with Uranus, the planet of radical shifts, awakenings, and soul freedom. This cosmic blend pushes you out of your comfort zone, sometimes abruptly. But it's not to punish or disrupt you. It's to reveal the higher version of you that's ready to be embodied. This energy doesn't ask you to cling to control. It asks you to trust the unknown, to open to the divine intelligence that's guiding your life, even when things don't make sense. You may be facing emotional turbulence, moments of uncertainty, waves of doubt. Let that be okay. These experiences are not indicators of failure or regression. They're signs of movement. Energy is moving. Truth is surfacing. Your soul is stretching into higher realms of perception. Every wave of emotion is an opportunity to soften, to surrender, to listen more deeply. Instead of resisting what arises, try welcoming it. Let it move through you. Allow each moment to be exactly as it is, without judgment. This is what conscious evolution looks like, being present with yourself through it all. In these times of great change, it's easy to feel alone, as if no one else could possibly understand what you're going through. But you're not alone, not even for a moment. The universe is walking beside you, surrounding you with loving support. Your guides, ancestors, and higher self are all holding space for your awakening. They've been here all along, waiting for you to remember the truth of who you are. That truth is rising now, like a wave from deep within. It's pushing through your body, mind, and soul, unveiling the light you've always carried, but maybe forgot for a while. The beauty of this journey is that you're not becoming someone new. You're returning to yourself, the real you, the radiant, powerful, connected being that has always been within. Let yourself soften into this knowing. Let yourself trust in the unfolding. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to fix or force anything. Just stay open. Stay grounded. Keep choosing love over fear. Keep choosing alignment over resistance. And remember, every step you take toward your own healing and expansion ripples outward. Your transformation is not only personal, it's collective. As you rise, you help others rise too. Your light activates others. Your healing becomes a beacon. Even if you can't see the impact you're having, trust that it's real. You are stepping into a higher version of yourself, one that is more conscious, more empowered, and more free. And as you do, you become a mirror of possibility for the world. You show others what it means to live from truth, to walk with love, to trust in divine timing. Let yourself be open to this process, even when it's messy. Let yourself be vulnerable, even when it's uncomfortable. The power you seek is not outside you, it's waking up inside you. Every time you choose presence over distraction, peace over panic, surrender over control, you are strengthening the connection to your soul. This is the beginning of a beautiful chapter, and you are ready for it. And if you're still here reading this, it means your heart is ready to go deeper. It means your soul is hungry for more than just temporary relief or spiritual bypassing. It craves truth, depth, and embodiment. So, as we close this message, I offer you 3 timeless pieces of sacred wisdom. These are not new ideas, but ancient truths, carried through the ages by mystics, astrologers, healers, and spiritual seekers. They're not just concepts to believe in, they are living frequencies to embody. First, everything is energy, and you are a master of it. What you think, feel, and believe shapes your reality. Your energy field is constantly creating, so become conscious of what you're feeding it. Speak life into your day. Bless your thoughts, honor your emotions. Every breath is a chance to realign. Second, the present moment is your portal to the divine. Your power is not in the past or the future. It's in this breath, right now. This is where peace lives. This is where transformation happens. This is where the answers reveal themselves. When you return to the now, you return to truth. Third, your awakening is not just for you, it's for all of us. Every choice you make to live more honestly, to love more deeply, to listen more compassionately, ripples through the collective. You are part of something greater than yourself. You are here on purpose. Your light is needed. The first thing to remember, especially during times of profound inner transformation, is that it's completely normal for emotions and thoughts to become intense, unpredictable, and sometimes even overwhelming. As the energy within and around you begins to shift, your inner landscape may feel like a stormy sea. One moment, you might feel deeply connected, alive and inspired, and the next, you might be swept up in fear, sadness, confusion, or exhaustion. These emotional fluctuations aren't signs that something is wrong. In fact, they're signs that something sacred is unfolding. What's most important to realize is that you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. These experiences may pass through you, but they do not define you. You are the awareness behind them, the still, wise presence that watches everything come and go. Your true self is not the fear, not the chaos, not even the joy. You are the observer of it all. The more you begin to identify with that deeper awareness, the more grounded and centered you'll become, even in the midst of transformation. When fear arises, when anxiety creeps in, when your mind starts spinning stories about what might happen or who you need to become, pause. Breathe. Remind yourself that these are just waves of energy moving through you. They aren't permanent, and they certainly aren't the truth of who you are. They are clouds in the sky. Let them drift. Let them pass. And beneath them, rediscover the sky-like spaciousness of your being, that place within you that is always calm, always steady, always untouched by external circumstances. This is why practices like meditation and mindfulness are so powerful during transitional periods. They aren't just tools for relaxation, they are doorways into your essence. When you sit in stillness, even for a few minutes, you begin to reconnect with that sacred part of you that isn't reactive or afraid, that part of you that simply is. In this space, emotional storms begin to lose their grip. You're no longer resisting them, fighting them, or identifying with them. You're simply witnessing. And in that witnessing, a new kind of grace begins to arise. A sense of peace that doesn't depend on your circumstances. This isn't about bypassing your emotions or pretending everything is fine. It's about making space for all of it, without letting it consume you. It's about allowing every feeling to come and go without clinging to it or pushing it away. In that space of non-resistance, transformation happens more gently. You begin to flow with the current instead of swimming against it. You begin to trust the process instead of fearing it. Another essential part of this journey is tending not only to your inner energy, but also to your environment. We often forget that energy is not confined to our thoughts and feelings. It moves through everything we interact with. Your home, your workspace, your car, the places where you rest, create, or reflect. All of these spaces absorb and reflect energy. When you're going through deep inner change, these external spaces can start to feel heavy, stagnant, or dissonant without you even realizing it. This is why daily energetic cleansing of your physical environment is so important. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as visualizing a golden or white light filling every room around you, clearing, renewing, and uplifting the atmosphere. Open the windows, Let fresh air circulate. Play soft music, chimes, or the sound of flowing water. Light a candle with intention. Speak words of peace and love into your space. These small rituals carry immense power because they help to align your outer world with your inner growth. When you take time to cleanse your surroundings, you're not just making the space feel better. You're giving your nervous system permission to relax, to feel safe, and to open more fully to transformation. Your space becomes a sanctuary, a reflection of your soul, and you begin to notice how much more clearly you can think, how much lighter your body feels, how much easier it is to hear your own inner guidance when your environment is in harmony with your evolving energy. This same principle applies to your body and aura. The energetic residue of emotional shifts, interactions, and daily stress can linger in your field even after the moment has passed. That's why it's deeply nourishing to imagine golden light washing over you at the end of each day, clearing away anything that isn't yours to carry. After a shower, before bed, or even while resting, visualize this light moving from head to toe, cleansing your aura, soothing your body, and resetting your energy. These moments of conscious reconnection are like gentle recalibrations for your soul, allowing you to move forward with more clarity and strength. As you continue to evolve, you may find your sensitivity increasing. Sounds might feel louder, emotions might feel deeper. Other people's energy may begin to affect you in ways it never did before. This isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that your awareness is expanding. You're becoming more attuned, more open, more alive. And with that sensitivity comes the need for sacred space, not just around you, but within you. Creating this inner sanctuary is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. It's a space of peace, of stillness, of truth, a place you can return to, no matter what's happening outside of you. It begins with a breath, a moment of stillness, a hand on your heart, a grounding visualization of roots extending from your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you in stability and safety. When you build this inner sanctuary, you carry it with you everywhere. You are no longer at the mercy of external noise or chaos. You are centered in your own light. And from that light, you begin to live differently. You begin to respond instead of react. You begin to trust instead of doubt. You begin to feel your inner guidance becoming louder than the distractions around you. This is the true gift of transformation. It doesn't just change your life, it changes your relationship with life. You no longer feel like a leaf in the wind. You become the wind itself. You're moving through something incredibly powerful right now. This isn't just change, it's initiation. You are being called into a new way of being, a deeper relationship with your own soul. And while this journey isn't always easy, it is deeply, beautifully worthwhile. Every emotion, every challenge, every revelation is shaping you into the person you were always meant to become. Trust that this process is not random. The timing of your evolution is divine. The lessons appearing now are precisely what your soul needs to grow. Even when it feels confusing, even when you don't have all the answers, trust that a deeper intelligence is guiding you. You may not always see the path clearly, but your heart knows the way. And that's where your true power lives, in your trust, your surrender, your willingness to let the old fall away so the new can rise. This is your moment, your sacred unfolding. The universe is inviting you to rise, not in the way the world often defines power, but in a way that's rooted in love, in awareness, in truth. You are being invited to step into alignment with your essence, to awaken parts of yourself that have been waiting, patiently, quietly for you to remember them. Whether you connect with this energy through meditation, breathwork, journaling, walking barefoot on the earth, or simply sitting in silence and feeling your heartbeat, what matters most is your intention, your willingness to show up, to listen, to feel. Imagine yourself surrounded by a soft, glowing light. This light is your sacred shield, not a barrier to keep the world out, but a gentle, loving field that holds you in your own frequency. It protects you from energy that isn't yours and reconnects you with the energy that is. This isn't selfish. It's necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be present for others if you are disconnected from yourself. Creating your own inner sanctuary, choosing peace over chaos, choosing presence over distraction. That is an act of deep self-respect. And from that place, you become more open, more loving, more compassionate, not less. Something profound happens when you begin living from this sacred space. You start to receive more. You begin to hear the subtle whispers of your intuition. You feel the gentle nudges of spirit guiding you forward. You sense the presence of unseen support around you. Guides, ancestors, divine intelligence, all working together to help you rise. And you begin to remember that this journey isn't just about healing the wounds of the past or reaching for some future version of yourself. It's about reclaiming the power that's always been within you. There is a sacred, ancient light inside you, a truth that predates every fear, every doubt, every story you've been told. And now, in this season of your life, that light is ready to be seen, to be felt, to be lived. You are not here to shrink. You are here to expand. You are not here to play small. You are here to rise. Every time you choose your truth, every time you come back to your breath, every time you let go of something that no longer serves you, you are answering the call of your soul. You are stepping into alignment with the rhythm of the cosmos. And in doing so, you're not walking this path alone. You are part of an ancient lineage of seekers, mystics, healers, and lightworkers who have walked this path before you. Their strength is in your bones. Their wisdom is in your blood. And their courage is in your heart. The same energy that moved through them is now moving through you. So let yourself be grounded even as you rise. Let your roots grow deeper so your spirit can soar higher. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming more of who you truly are. And as the old layers fall away, you'll see the world with fresh eyes. You'll speak with more clarity. You'll love more deeply. You'll live more fully. But it's important to understand that this kind of deep transformation takes time. It's not something you can rush. Just like a sword is forged in fire and pressure, you too are being shaped through intensity and patience. Along the way, you might feel restless, unsure, or even overwhelmed. That's not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that you're evolving. One of the most powerful tools you can use right now is your own awareness. Start paying attention to what your body is telling you. Tune in to your intuition. Listen to the subtle nudges from the universe. That moment you see repeating numbers, feel a ringing in your ears, or wake up from a vivid dream. Those aren't random. They're messages. They're signs that you're on the right path, that something is shifting. Don't ignore them. Lean into them. They're here to help guide you home. And as you move through this journey, please be gentle with yourself. Growth doesn't come from judgment or self-criticism. It comes from love. Real change begins when you choose compassion, forgiveness, and understanding, especially toward yourself. The more you nurture your inner world, the more open and ready you become for the energy that's arriving. So take a deep breath. You are exactly where you need to be. The universe sees you, it supports you, and everything you need to create the life you desire is already within you. This isn't about finding freedom somewhere out there. It's about remembering that your true freedom has always lived inside you. Thank you for being here. If this message has supported your journey, consider sharing it with someone you love. You never know how deeply it might touch their heart, too. Sending you love, and until next time, take care.